off in God's country with Reed
and Dan Isbell,
also known as the Brothers Hunt, where we take a weekly drive to the intersection of country music and the great outdoors. Those things that go together like Oklahoma and cattle ranches.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Those things go together.
A lot of cattle out there.
Like red dirt country and being from Texas. Brought to you by MeatEater and iHeart Podcasts.
There's a southwestern theme in that intro right there.
A little Tex-Mex.
There's a reason. Also, I'm not gonna lie, we forgot to do this intro.
That's why we.
Sometimes when we do these podcasts, we do them at. We usually try to do them at 9:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
On the road here in Nashville, and sometimes we usually write at 11, and so we kind of like overlap, and we don't have time to. And some days they're important writes that we don't need to be late to, which we're kind of late to all of them, but. We kind of don't have time to do the intros, so we were gonna. When that happens, we come back and do them like the next day or the next podcast. Well, This one kind of slipped through the cracks, but we're here. We're doing it.
Wyatt Flores,
Southwestern fling, some flame in my throat.
Gross.
Wyatt Flores, out in God's country. I had no idea about this kid before we sat down with him.
Making a big wave in Nashville, though. A lot of people are excited about his style and what he does and the songs he's putting out.
Yeah, he's unique, man, for sure. And he's kind of like rooted in what he is and believes in who he is and what he does.
I had a bit of an awakening lately as far as like who he is as an artist, who he wants to be, selling his Nashville house, headed back to Oklahoma, and
starting a cattle ranch,
a
cattle operation. Pretty cool stuff. We think you'll dig it. We hope you'll dig it. We know you'll dig it. Listen to it, share it, send it, post it,
follow us,
follow it. Thanks for hanging out. We love y'all. Enjoy Wyatt Flores.
GCP.
Welcome to another edition.
Oh, you firing it off?
Of the God's Country Podcast.
So sorry, I'm going to turn this.
Look at this guy already.
Oh my God, he's just dude. If you need to leave the room,
he is leaving the room. Oh, see you later, man.
Oh,
how many
you,
phones
dude.
you got?
Thanks for
Sneaky Flores, dude.
T-Mobile gave me one. And I was like, well, hell, I guess I'll take a free phone and put it as a personal. I guess.
What?
Sneaky.
So you got like a business phone, and then you got your personal phone.
Yeah,
you got like a side piece phone and then a girlfriend phone.
This is what's funny though.
Okay. Guy's got a girlfriend, dude.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend.
Is this mic close enough? Yeah. All right, you're good.
This is actually a great story. This happened like 2 weeks ago. I was in my hometown because Apple just gave me the brand new phone, and so I was trying to go get my phone switched over, my work phone. The old phone, I guess, switched over to the new phone. And then I seen a line of like 15 people, and I was like, I'm not sticking around for this. I guess you got to schedule stuff out.
Yeah.
Should know that by now.
Yeah.
And then I went down to the T-Mobile because my other phone that's by T-Mobile, I threw it in the sand in the middle of making Only Thing Missing Is You music video. And I just threw it on the sand in L.A., and now I can't plug my phone in, and it won't sit right. So I was like, well, I'll see if they can clean it out or something, go in there. And then started asking her about that. And then I was like, hey, you got any phone cases and stuff for like the brand new like phone that came out? And she goes, oh yeah, the 15. And I was like, no, the 16. And she's like, yeah, but yours is a 15. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I need one for the 16. She goes, you got two phones? And I was like, well, technically I kind of got three. And then I pulled out the third, and she just got so confused, and the story just kept on unfolding inside of her head. And she's like, who are you? And
you got to be somebody to have three phones.
Ain't no doubt. Yeah, you got to have something going on that you don't need somebody else figuring out.
Well, I tried to. Yeah, dude.
A side piece.
I think she called me a trapper.
She called you
a trapper?
Trapper?
I don't know what that is.
I mean, isn't that somebody that traps animals?
Like fur trapping?
I mean, that's the only trapper I know.
I don't know. It's 2024. There's a lot of, you could say.
I'm sure there's got to be another term somewhere down the line that I'm
sure
I don't know.
She didn't think he was a fur trapper.
I mean, maybe he looks cool.
I mean,
no, I'm not saying you couldn't.
Trapper is a trap phone. It's like what people in a trap house use to like deal drugs.
Trap? She thought you were a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Drug dealer. Yeah.
That
I would have too.
Sense. Yeah.
If you come in with three, you're like, well, actually, I have three phones. I'd be like, this guy's sus.
Famous or drug dealer.
Well, I told her about the T-Mobile phone, and I was like, yeah, T-Mobile gave me this phone, and then Apple just gave me this one. She's like, you're not making any sense. They looked up my account. They were like, let me see your phone number, and we'll figure out what your account is. And they looked it up, and it said it was restricted, and they couldn't even get into it. I was like, oh.
You flexed on
that was a cool moment for me, too. I was like, this is some highly secure here. Gosh.
So you have a T-Mobile phone and like an Apple phone. Are they all Apple?
Well, they're all Apple. Yeah, they're all iPhones.
Are they all T-Mobile?
No, one's T-Mobile, and then one I didn't realize that I don't have to go into the store at AT&T to like switch all my information over. I'm not that tech savvy,
headache, dude.
Yeah, it turns out you can just put them together. I guess is what someone told me. Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't know that either.
My generation is leaving me behind so quickly.
Are they like?
I'm just 23.
Jeez,
pup, youngin. Are they like different colors? So you know which one's different? Like, how do you know which ones?
Everybody have.
Like, how do you know which ones?
Well, I haven't started using that third phone yet, so it's just kind of been in my bag.
I already like this guy, man.
Why are you carrying it around if you're not even using it?
Well, I haven't like downloaded everything from the old phone to the new one. It's just been running around with me. But one's green, and I think the other one's gray.
If you don't know who's talking on the other end of the mic, we've got hot country artists to watch.
Here we go again. He always puts a comma between the hot and the country instead of hot country artist.
No, it's a hot. You're a hot country artist to watch.
He's saying that. I'm not saying that.
Wake surfing, CMT Listen Up artist, fishing, Rolling Stone's 25 Future of Music artist. Future of Music title, dude.
Jeez.
That's a big one.
Pressure.
Guitar slanging singer, open for LC, Turnpike Troubadours, Charles Wesley Godwin, most recently played the Gorge with LC, right?
Oh, yeah. You were out there?
Wyatt Flores out in God
thank y'all
this morning.
Thank y'all for having me.
Dude, thanks for chilling, man.
Wyatt Snorez, if he didn't get any sleep. He didn't get any sleep last night.
23, dude. How late were you staying up at 23?
Real late.
I'm still trying to do better about it these days.
You seem like an old soul. Like you seem like
I'll stay up because I'll get excited. But for the most part, I've been trying to go to bed as early as I possibly can.
What's early bedtime for you?
I mean, depends. If I'm on the road, early is 1:30.
Yeah.
If I'm not on the road, then early would be like 11.
Okay.
So 2 hours after me.
You're 9 o'clocker?
Hell yeah.
Like asleep at 9.
Like I'm winding down at 9, dude.
What time do your kids go to bed?
It's 7:45, between 7:45 and 8:30.
God, you don't need like an hour and a half or 2 hours
hell yeah, I need it, but I ain't got time for it, dude.
I'm just saying,
I'm exhausted, bro.
Yeah.
My life is exhausting. I'm exhausted right now.
It's not. Yeah, I know it.
I'm just living. You just live exhausted when you have kids.
So do they wake you up usually then?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. 5:30, they're ready to rock, dude. Wow.
Yeah,
but you got to think, man. They're going to bed at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So they get like 14 hours. Like I'm terrible. I'm not really a mathematician over here, but like still, they get a lot of hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
Gosh dang.
Yeah, dude, it's a whole. I say this every time. Like, make sure you want them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
my 2-year-old ran into the room this morning, and I had to switch. We might get. Am I going to get canceled for saying this on? We had to switch. I switched the doorknob around her room, so now we lock her in there. So you probably because she'll come if the lock was inside, she would just unlock it and walk out like all the time.
At 2 years old,
I swapped it around where I can lock it on the outside. So much so that my wife, that's my wife by the way, she has locked herself in there and had to crawl, like put Griffin to sleep, and then like tiptoed over to the window. Open the window, crawl out the window onto our back deck, and it's on the second story. So she's like, if she falls, dude, she falls into my John boat right there, and it's screwed. But
that's funny.
Anyway, my 2-year-old came in this morning. I heard Jordan get her up, and she was running, and it was like real loud. And she was like, "Look, I got shoes on." And Jordan was like, "Well, don't get in bed with shoes." About that time, she jumped in and she kicked me with those shoes. Like, it's like a pair of like. They got like hard sole shoes, and she caught me like not square where it didn't hurt. Sideways where she would like clip me like this, like clip and pull the skin and hair off. I was like, I was like 7:15 already. I was like, mother, dude, shoes off.
She's like, can I watch Bluey? And I'm like, yes, we can watch Bluey.
Kids, man, they are a lot.
There's something.
But the kids shows, in my opinion, there will never be anything better than the old movies that they made. Nowadays, there's just nothing really there.
Agreed.
Like
Sing's good. Sing 1 and 2 are good, and then the Frozen movies are good.
Frozen's good.
But dude, yeah, I
Wait,
tried to get her.
Why would you watch Frozen?
Well, it came out when I was in middle school, and my choir teacher also like.
Dog, my God.
Yeah. I don't know. I was still
He
a
was
kid.
actually a child.
No. Not like super child, because I was still getting to that age where it was like not that cool.
Yeah.
Frozen's been a minute though. I mean,
Yeah, it's been
You know what?
Yeah.
Time. Everything's a blur to me.
yeah, dude, you're ancient.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm 40, dude.
You 40?
Yeah, would you have thought that?
No,
Who's older? You think?
I think it's
You got it.
yeah.
You got
Yeah,
it.
we already
You
said 40.
can say it.
You already dropped the 40 bomb, so
Yeah, it's
he
true.
kind of had that in his head. Everybody says me for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, most of the time he gets it.
Yeah, everybody says
I think
me.
it's the gray.
What you mad at?
Dude, I just found my first gray hair.
Where
I
was
could
it?
be mad about that. Yeah, I found that yesterday.
Where was it?
I think it was right here.
Oh,
Sick, dude. Congrats.
Yeah, no, that was an odd moment in time for me. I was like, oh,
Just watching Frozen. Now I got gray hair.
yeah, now I got gray hair, dude.
Oh, we do this. Annoying.
What you mad at? Just tell us what it is, what you mad at. Is it your in-laws, kids, might be your boss man or your neighbor's cat? Just tell us what you're mad at.
Pretty good one right there.
That is great. That's
That was one of
great.
the better ones we've done. in a
Yeah,
while.
that was a good one.
Well, I has no idea.
Let me start because I'm mad. Are y'all,
Please,
are
'cause
y'all
I don't know
glad?
what
I'm
mine
mad.
is yet. Yeah, keep going.
I'm mad, and I know you'll feel me on this.
You're mad?
I'm mad at my wife's dreams.
Oh, you mean not like life dreams? You mean like
My wife's dreams.
Yeah,
We were laying in bed the other
I'm real
night,
mad at those.
middle of the night.
Maybe I can just piggyback this.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what.
we'll pass the wife.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm laying in bed the other night, Wyatt, and Jordan she didn't wake me up, but she did something to wake
Make
me
sure
up.
you want a wife before you have one.
Yeah, actually, just don't get married, Wyatt.
did.
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
You can tell it's the best thing in life.
It's great.
Best thing you'll ever do.
3:30 in the morning.
Just kidding.
3:30 in the morning. I wake up and Jordan's wide awake.
3:30?
3:30 in the morning. She's wide awake. She goes, "Hey, what's the password to the cameras?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "What's the password to the cameras?" And I was like, "Why? I don't know why." She goes, "I just heard somebody ripping duct tape in our house." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "What would they be? Would they be duct taping my dog's mouth shut that sleep downstairs in case anybody
That's
tries
what
to
they're
break
doing.
in?"
Yeah, they're duct
Or are
taping
they like
dogs
duct
now.
taping a door handle
Oh,
so it
yeah.
couldn't come out?
That's
You
what
know
they're
what I'm
doing.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
she was like, I'm freaked out. I know what duct tape sounds like. And it, yeah, like, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, somebody's in our house duct taping stuff. And I was like, holy so of course I look on the cameras, I go walk around, everything's good. I don't fall asleep until 6:30 and sleep for another hour, and I'm waking up in a terrible mood. I'm exhausted all day. And it's because of her wild ass.
So it was
midnight
not.
dreams.
You don't even remember doing it,
No, I remember doing it.
huh?
Well, I freaked her out.
I vividly was like, our gun is in the safe beside the bed. He's not gonna have time to get the gun.
Just no faith in me at all.
No.
Like you
I
can't. He's
immediately went to like how they would get to the kids before they get to me, but I can't get the camera and I don't want to wait.
So what does the dreams have to do with it? It sounds like she was completely coherent.
well. I'm just saying. I think she dreamed it.
Oh,
There wasn't somebody in my house duct taping stuff.
well, at least she didn't talk in her sleep like my wife does.
That's what I was
Because
wanting to get
that's
to.
terrifying. So I'm piggybacking this. What you mad at? It hasn't been as bad lately. But and my wife, I hope this story doesn't embarrass her, but it's really funny. So we weren't at the house we live at now. In our old house, she would just randomly like. I have such a hard time explaining it because it'll be in the form of a sentence, but the words won't make, like I always have to do this. So I'll look around the room, give me 2 seconds. It would sound like this. You're dead asleep. And then you would hear, flag deer tree hardwood under the camera. And you're like, what? And then it would be like, Creedence Clearwater tarp yesterday. Like not coherent. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to do because you have to almost like look at something and then just writer's side, not enough. Myself wanted myself. Welcome to the plains. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of a sense. Like it doesn't make sense with what it was. Just and it would freak me out because I'd be trying to understand what she's saying, right? And I'm a light sleeper anyway. The best one was she was sitting there and she went, "Are they still in the bathroom?" And I was like,
This is when we were living in Franklin. And like not
right
like
next to the ghetto.
Yeah, like not a great spot.
Next to it. And I was like, who? She's like, they got a light in there. And it's 2:30 in the morning, dude. And I look, and sure enough, there's like a light in the bathroom. But it was the freaking, what's it called? Outside light? Yeah, outside light coming through the blinds. So, dude, I grabbed the strap, man. I pop one in the chamber. I'm Charlie's Angeling through the house, dude, looking for whoever's in the bathroom. And then I come back in. I was like, who in the bathroom? She's snoring. So I sit there till 7 a.m.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
How'd you sleep, baby? And I'm like, what? I sat here with a pistol for the past 4.5 hours. And now I got to go to work. So at least she ain't talking in her sleep.
Yeah, she doesn't talk in her sleep.
I got a real bad problem. Not as bad anymore. Mostly just because no one's really sleeping with me or sharing a bed with me anymore. So no one really tells me.
Nice.
But back in the day, I'd be dreaming about the run of show, and I'd be yelling in my sleep about set list.
Oh, for real?
Oh, for real. Like I'm pretty sure Brad knows over there. Me and him have had to share hotel rooms and Airbnbs, and he's like, dude, you were racking up a storm over there about the set list. And I was like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he goes, dude, you're pissed off about something on the set. But
you mad at anything? You glad at something?
I mean, man, I kind of want to piggyback off of the dream thing, but I think I'm just mad just because apparently you can't smoke and take Benadryl at the same time and then expect a peaceful dream.
Oh, wow.
I was like
that's
having
probably a cocktail for some wild stuff, huh?
Well, I don't ever remember my dreams, but I was just mad because all of a sudden it went like real peaceful, and then all of a sudden it just started flipping over and turning
In
like,
the dream.
like cartoonish, and then
Animated.
But it was like a nightmare at the same time because it was bringing up like this old house I used to live in, and it
When did
had
this happen?
This was last week.
Oh, wow. If you're remembering a dream from last week, it was serious.
Oh, dude, I woke and I was like,
That's trippy.
what in the
Yeah,
hell?
that's one of those where you like in your dream, you're like, all right, I gotta wake up or it's about to get it's about to get weird.
Do you have any dreams that you like nightmares that you remember from like years back?
Dude, I was traumatized by
what?
by
Tell
a
me
clown.
tell one.
Dude, that's why I hate clowns. If a clown walked in here right now, I would either try to run or I would take that wooden boat paddle right there and beat the shit out of it.
Okay.
I swear on my life. Yeah, I had this like
Noted.
I had this like night terror, I guess, and it was like a thing where I would dream this clown was chasing our family through our house on Papa Street.
The Blue House.
Yeah, and like one year, Dad tried to fight it and he got beat, and then you tried to fight it and you got
I
beat.
probably won.
Oh
You
man,
definitely didn't, and then it was my turn, and honestly, like I
Because they're
think
like, save the weakest for the last.
that's that clown dream. I don't even.
I had a
think
weird
about
dream
it.
in that house, about that house. Like, I remember it was like I was looking up the stairs and it was like red lit up on the foyer upstairs.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I got to go up there.
My dream had to do with the foyer.
And as I kept getting closer to the top, it was hotter and it was red light.
You're going to hell.
And so I was going up. So paradox. So I get up there and I went into our room on the left, you know?
Yeah.
And when I did, you remember that bedspread we had that was like all those Aztecian kind of colors, purple and green? There was something under the covers, and that's where that red light was coming from, and it was moving like this under the covers.
That's pretty wicked.
It's pretty and I remember that one.
yeah, that one will haunt you.
Yeah, and I woke up and I was like, you know, and yeah, that's one of the few. I mean, in the course of 40 years of my life, I probably have 3 dreams I can remember, and that's one of them.
Dreams are crazy.
Gosh,
man.
dang.
Dreams are crazy.
Dreams are crazy, dude.
Yeah, no, they're wild.
What does that mean, dude?
I don't know.
Flores, tell us. You're weird.
Well, I'm weird, but like I remember the last time I ever wet the bed, dude,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
was
let's
never
go.
a bedwetter.
So 2 weeks ago.
No, yeah, no, 3. No, I remember I was.
You don't have to tell a story.
No. It was funny as hell, dude.
Okay.
I was like, oh, you got to be shitting me.
So you're like a grown man, though.
No, I wasn't a grown. No, I was like 10, maybe, and
You're
I
saying
was.
you got to be shitting me when you're 10?
No. Well, I would probably.
That was just
honestly,
13
yeah.
years ago.
That's true.
I was your age 13 years ago.
That's true.
Let's see. I was dreaming about working cattle with my dad, and then we had drove him back over to the next pasture, and then we were taking him out of the trailer, and then he was like, all right, let's go home. And I was like, hold on, I gotta pee. And then I just started peeing by the trailer.
Nice.
And then I woke up and I was peeing, and I was like, the hell's going on around here?
That's right.
I mean, what's the last time you peed the bed? Like, be honest. Too.
I don't remember really peeing the bed. I mean, so it had to be so young that it didn't really
See,
lock
bro, I
in.
think I was like maybe like
I boo-boo the bed.
I think I was out of college. I think
peed the bed out of college.
I know I peed the bed at Sugar Ridge. Yeah, and I was an adult.
Yes, you were.
I'm not ashamed of that.
Okay.
I still have I still have those dreams where I'm peeing in my dream and I'll wake up thinking, "Oh,
You're peeing
my
right now.
God, yeah, you know it."
He just
khakis.
pissed himself.
Well, I mean, I've had buddies that have come over and stayed the night after drinking too much, and they piss in the laundry.
Now that's a different.
Yeah,
That's a different qualification.
Yeah.
That's probably happened.
Well, he had to slow down after that. We finally had a sit down talk with him, and we were like, "Hey, brother,
Hey, brother.
you've been going a little hard in the paint for a while."
All right, first question for you, Wyatt, is
I told you this was whack.
and maybe
I
we'll
love
do
It's
maybe
very
we'll do like a
loose.
little like competition to see who wins this. But when was the last time you caught a fish and what was it?
Gosh dang. Seems every single time I've gone fishing, I've just had so many people with me that I give everyone a poll except
Okay,
myself.
when was the last time you
Yeah.
went fishing? That's a good.
Shoot, was that? That must have been around harvest 3 months ago,
Okay.
I think.
Where were you?
I was in Oklahoma, and it wasn't a very big bass. They're little tiny ones.
Yeah. Pond fish.
Yeah. Well, usually we do really good there, but the moss has been so bad, and I don't have the keys to the actual thing to get the prop down and everything else. And we're only there for about 2 days, so I was like, I ain't even going to worry about it. I'll catch moss all day. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah,
Feel
no
that.
doubt.
God, I hadn't been fishing in a minute.
It's been a minute for me too, man. We didn't really get to fish this summer much.
No, I know. And I live in a community where there's a private lake in the back. And
Oh, heck
and
yeah.
It's so much fun. It's awesome. What does I know you love to fish. What is that?
You love to fish?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I'm not competitive at it,
Yeah.
if that
But
makes
you love
sense.
to fish.
Where
with golf.
Where did that where did that love come from and what does it do for you?
Oh, man. I guess it was when I was a kid. I just always loved going fishing, and my dad, he worked at the OG&E power plant, so there was really good fishing on the actual deal, but no one can really get there because you have to be a worker. Well, now it's all different because different people are running it. But yeah, we'd all be kids, and we'd throw little hot dogs on, and then I'd sit there and watch the fish, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I think that's where it really started. And then, yeah, as I got older, when COVID hit, we were all getting into fishing years previous of just buddies stealing a boat from somewhere and then going on farm ponds.
Yeah.
But when COVID hit, that was all we did. Our day started off with getting up, finding beer somewhere, then going and finding a pond, then fishing all day. And then we'd get home before the sun would go down. We'd cut a whole bunch of cedar trees down, and then we'd light fires all night. And that was literally all we did for about a solid month and a half before all of us were sitting there going, our pockets are getting a little empty and we might want to go find a job.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So you ran your dad, how much, you have a lot of cattle?
No, that's the fun part of all this is I'm starting my own cattle company and through my line of merch, which is super cool because everything that comes into that, all the profit, it goes straight back into the farm because our numbers used to be fairly decent. And then about 2011, 2012, we had some really bad droughts to where it just had to start selling. And then also my uncle, he had to move to Florida so he could be with his kid. So there went half the herd because they ran them together. So everything's just been decreasing. And now my dad's retired. And
he's chilling.
Oh, he's big chilling. Yeah. Like, it's cracking me up how much he's chilling because he used to yell at us kids. Like, he's like, we're running out of daylight. We're running out of daylight all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas, we'd still be out there fixing fence. And now he's playing on TikTok at 10 in the morning. And I'm like, are we
sneaking
doing it?
Onto your bus.
Yeah, sneaking onto the bus
I saw
too.
That clip. That was pretty funny.
I was pissed off that it ain't level.
I was like, I'll tell you what, the bubble ain't level.
I got another video of him the other day where he's checking out the generator.
Oh, yeah, that's a dad move.
Yeah, and he's over there just peeking in, and he's bent over, and I was like, good Lord, he's still learning.
Dude, dads are crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, we have the same dad, believe it or not. And, man, ours is just, he's so awesome, but it's so funny to him, like, what, he's like, I never saw him cry ever in his life up until, my granddad passed away and stuff like that. And then now, he's so soft, dude. Like, my kids make him cry. Songs we write make him cry. It's the weirdest. I'll be like, hey, man, what are you doing? And he'll be like, you had to give me a second. I just listened just in case I ain't around. I'll call you back in a minute. It's pretty funny, man. They just changed.
I feel that though, because the first time I ever seen him cry was for his father, and then it wasn't until recent years where it's like his birthday. He was just happy to have me and my sister home because my sister runs merch, and he's like, I don't care about gifts, and I think y'all know that. This is the best birthday ever.
Wow,
just having my two kids at home, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Got you a little bit.
Yeah.
So your sister runs merch for you?
Yep.
That's cool.
I called her, I think it was probably January or December, and I just joked around with her, and I was like, you ready to call your boss and tell him you're done and hit the road? And I was just joking with her, and she was like, well, I've actually been doing a lot of thinking. If you want me to come out on the road, yeah, I'm ready. And I was like, cool. What?
She older or younger?
Older.
Okay.
Older by 4 years, and she's more like a brother, I guess.
Okay.
Even though she's a sister. We hated each other for so many years, and then she got keys. 16 came around, and I was like, you
friends
have...
again.
Yeah, I was like, you have freedom.
Freedom, friends.
And mom and dad need me to go with you on all your dates.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome.
Yeah, where'd you grow up?
Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Gotcha. Yeah. We've been through there. Isn't that... Is Black Kettle over there?
That's in Cheyenne. So I think Stillwater's Stillwater like central.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's north of OKC about an hour, and then back towards the west of Tulsa about an hour.
We've done some hunting in South Oklahoma, and then some deer hunting in South Oklahoma, and then a bunch of turkey hunting in western Oklahoma.
Heck yeah.
Dusty out there, dude.
Yeah. That's where
I mean, we were like on our turkey hunt, I remember we had no idea where we were going. We were just trying to get out of the state of Tennessee. And so we found some public out there, and we went all the way out there, and it would have been April or May, early May, late April. And man, it would be like 40s at night and then 90s during the day already out there. It was you remember that, how crazy that weather was?
That was a tough week.
And we were tenting, we were in the middle of this. Anyway, it was, that was my first introduction to Oklahoma. And I swear I still have stuff that has that red dust. Like if you popped it hard enough, a red dust cloud.
We were taking, have we talked about this?
I don't think so.
We were taking middle of the day baths in like a cattle trough.
Oh yeah.
Like they were just pumping water in, and
We were just we'd sneak
like
out.
we'd sneak out, take all our clothes off, and like cattle would come and drink. Like cattle would be drinking, looking at us.
You're like trying to cover yourself like these cows could tell or something.
Have I told the Fruit of the Loom story on this?
Gosh, I don't think so. But there's some really.
I'm not gonna
Okay,
go.
all right. Let's see how it goes.
I think Wyatt will appreciate this.
Okay.
We were in Oklahoma, same trip.
Listen, man, we were so broke. I mean, I don't even know how we afforded to get out there. Like, literally, I think we just saved.
We drove a Volvo.
But we saved all. There was a hand-me-down car.
A hand-me-down Volvo out there
that our sister gave to Reed. And so we just drove it out there. and camped and just ate like hot dogs for a week.
When I sold that
turkey hunt.
Volvo 15 years later, there was red dust still in the.
15 years later. It's 15 years later now. You said last week.
No, it's not. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we turkey hunting. We roost these birds. Dan's a pretty good bit ahead of me. So I'm sitting in the back. I'm shooting. He's calling. He's trying to get the birds off this roost to come down into this like little field edge. And I see him calling. I hear the birds, and I see him start moving back towards me. And he's like, I think they're going to come. I think they're going to come. I was like, okay. So I'm getting ready. Well, about that time, he gets in the cedar thicket, which is probably 20 yards from me. And I hear like, and I'm like, what is he doing? Why is he moving so much? And then all of a sudden I hear, and I was like,
He's telling this story right now.
I was like, what? And I looked over, and Dan is going while holding onto a branch while doing his business.
Hey man,
That's multitasking.
We've been eating popcorn and hot dogs for 4 days, dude. You
And
can't
I was
blame
like,
it.
I was laughing. I was mad because these turkeys were going to come. This whole thing went down. So we get done. We get to the middle of the day bath at the cattle thing. We go over to the cattle and start taking off. You know, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get in this cattle thing to wash off.
Because the water was actually real cold and clear. It was hot as hell that day. But I guess it just comes out of the ground or something. Where does it come with the windmills?
They
and stuff?
usually have wells or windmills. Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a windmill, and it would just drip into this giant trough. And we'd
Oh,
sneak
so
out
you
there
were
and take
really out there in West.
Oh,
yeah,
there was
because it was out in
grid
the
system. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah, that's a fun place to be at. Honestly,
Yeah.
you got to watch out for a lot of rattlers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
I looked over. Dan takes his ghillie suit off, takes his pants off, and all he's got is a Fruit of the Loom waistband on, like a hula hoop, dog. And that's what he ripped his underwear up to white.
Oh my gosh, it's just the waistband.
It's literally just like a Fruit of the Loom waistband.
I got undressed, and he started laughing, and I was like, "What is he laughing at?" And then I realized that my underwear had been pieced apart from where I had to use. I mean, dude, it's rough times back then, dude. Couldn't afford no dude wipes or nothing back then.
And you got to keep your socks.
You got to keep your socks, dude, for sure.
So you were raised on a cattle farm. It seems like just like peeping at your Instagram and kind of seeing like what you're about. It seems like the outdoors has always been an escape for you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I can't imagine how important it is to you now being in the rat race that you're in.
Dude, it's one of those weird things where, like, even in this album, like, I'm just wanting to go home, and I keep thinking about all the things about home. But like when I grew up, the only gaming devices we had was a Wii and a PlayStation 2, and we still have both of them. I don't think any of my Guitar Hero 3 Legend of Rock disc are.
They might work.
They might.
Maybe.
Right.
I've tried a long
Great
time
game.
ago.
That's a great game.
But like we weren't much into gaming growing up, and if we were, it was because it was tornado season. That's what we do. We had like 3 storm shelters at our house, and so everyone would come over and we'd make parties out of them. Mm-hmm. Not like we were partying for tornadoes, because sorry to anyone out there that's been I mean, it's a cool feeling whenever a tornado comes through. But like my entire childhood was always spent outside. So all my life we were building trails for our dirt bikes and anything we can get into. Even when harvest would come around, me and Kyle would be swimming in the back of the semi trailer going through wheat. I don't know what the hell we were doing. I got asthma, dude. I was practically dying in there. But
Same.
Oh, yeah.
I still got an inhaler. I hit it every now and then.
I need to get one. Good
Just
Lord.
clean it up,
Bro, if you got asthma and don't have an inhaler, get your ass. ain't no doubt, man.
But yeah, my entire childhood has been in the outdoors and hunting. I was never patient enough. I'm still not working on it. But if it was brown, it was down. Like, I mean, I shot some weird. I think my last deer that I ever shot, it had the weirdest rack on him. Like it didn't go out. It just went straight up and then back down. But I was like, man, that looks like a big one.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. I was terrible when it came. That's why I love dove hunting. Dove hunting's like so much fun because like I can be quiet and I can be still and sit in the cold, but it's been so long since I've done it. So anytime that I do get to go home, I'm like, let's just go shoot some guns because I haven't done that in forever.
Nice.
You talking about dirt bikes? Are you 4-stroking it or are you 2-stroking?
4-stroke.
Okay.
I can't stand the sound of a 2-stroke.
And Which one is like the get up faster?
That's the 2-stroke. But the 4-strokes are starting to get that way. They're starting to like the 4-strokes. They're starting to tune them. In my opinion, my buddy's got like a 2019 250 Honda racing, and it's got like 3 tunes on it, but
4-stroke.
It doesn't have like
the band or whatever.
Well, it kind of does.
Really?
Like it's like they're starting to tune them that way, and I'm like, I don't like it because you can't.
Terrifying.
It's a little much for me.
You'll kill yourself.
You
dude.
can't ease into it now. It's just one little hair, and then it's hauling.
I about died. on a 2-stroke.
Same.
Yeah.
Same day.
And Dan did this too. I drove the 2-stroke down and about died. And Dan was like, dude, let me have it. I watched him flip over the front of the handlebars by like he goosed it and then braked it and went, boom. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
And I was whiskey startling. My legs were hanging off the back of it going down a trail through the woods. I slammed into an oak tree.
Whoa.
But 4-stroke was fun. Before me and my wife met, I lived in a little, like a double wide on 50 acres, and we cut trails and had a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke, me and my roommate. And it was fun, man. But that 2-stroke, but I saw you, dude, you're doing like wheelies and shit.
Oh, you're like a real one.
No. Like I can, it's been so long. I just grabbed my buddy's bike. That was his.
Oh, okay.
Because the producer was like, you got a dirt bike? And I was like, not really mine.
But I know where one is.
Yeah, I can get one real quick. We used to be really into it. That's all we ever did.
How old were you when you started riding?
Oh, shoot. I must have been in the 5th grade, so I
Okay.
probably was 12.
Because I'm on that line. My kids are we're still real young, 5, 2, and 3 months. And but man, I want to get them on motorized stuff as fast as I can, man.
Not 2 wheels. Don't do motorcycles, dude.
You see the little kids rolling around on little motorcycles, man. Look at this guy. He's rocking.
I'm doing all right. I've been ran over a couple times. It'll happen. But
Character building.
I always thought of it this way. I was like, would you rather have something that you can push off of you when it's on top?
No doubt.
Solid thought.
Ain't no doubt.
Also, do you want them to learn balance?
I do. I want my kids to learn balance.
They can do that on bicycle, bro.
Well, yeah, get them on a BMX bike first.
Sure.
Show them a few things. And
Or
then,
just like a
Yeah, but we don't have any concrete where I'm at. I mean, it's like, it's. I would assume it would be harder to learn how to ride a bike on gravel and dirt.
that's the way I learned.
That's how you learn.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah, you're going to have to pick rocks out of their hands for sure, though. But
they make little motorcycles that have like training wheels on them, that little electric ones, and they figure it out that way. Then you take the
I think
training
that's
wheels off.
Boone's path, dude. I think.
you know what I really want to do, though, for like tour life? I really want to take one of those power wheels that they have for kids. Like those little. Yeah, and then just run a couple batteries in series, soup that thing up. That way I can put it in the bays.
Totally.
But if I want to go into town,
Boom. Hot Wheels.
Have you seen the like the things you can get like for instance, my little daughter has a black Jeep and it's jacked up, and I put a new battery on it, but I haven't done like the kit to put like a 40 volt on there.
Yeah.
And dude, those things.
Oh, that's
will
exactly,
scoot, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Kick
Yeah,
rocks.
Yeah.
we're on the same page here. But they do make kits for them, and
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get into it.
You should get into it.
But you
man.
know, at this point, they have electric motorcycles that are like pretty legit.
Oh yeah,
Like I think a grown man can like just.
I see them all the time in California when I'm
Really?
there. Oh yeah, they'll be pedaling for 1 second, and then all of a sudden the hill will come, and they'll just like, why are you pedaling in the
I mean, I'm
first
talking
place?
like literal dirt, like jumping dirt bikes.
Oh
that are
yeah, I think
straight
it's
electric.
KTM's.
That's right.
Are
Yeah.
the ones that are making them.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, dude.
Oh,
If you had,
I just like hearing the motor though. I can't do electric
Is that
things.
like a fakey, not real?
It's not like a thing for
motorcycle
me.
guy?
I just like knowing what the engine's telling me, I guess. And I don't like the feeling of just being like, I don't know if this thing's on or not. So, yeah.
wow. If you had one day to do anything in your life, like go back home, go to Australia, whatever it would be. If you had one day, what's your perfect day?
Escape day outside the shows.
Yeah.
I would wake up in a hammock, slightly still hungover from the night before of playing until 3 a.m, drinking whiskey and singing songs. And then after that, I'd get up,
Where would
eat
you
a
be?
delicious breakfast. I'd be sitting on a campsite somewhere right next to a lake.
Okay.
And then roughly around noon, I'd be on a boat. And then I'd be sitting in the sun for most of it. And then towards the evening, I would either surf or wakeboard and try not to bust out my knees into the sunset. And then I'd restart it all again.
Man, I feel that's a great day.
That's a great ass
Yeah,
day.
that's a good one. Very poetic already.
Yeah, I feel like you've thought about that before.
It's too early in the morning to be poetic.
I dream about that one when I look out the window.
You go there in your mind.
Yeah.
A lot, huh?
I'm like, New York City is cool, but man.
Yeah. What does that delicious breakfast look like for you, man?
Man, that depends. Breakfast is my favorite meal. And usually you want to make sure that you get the good sausage. In my opinion, where I come from is blue and gold sausage.
Really?
Yeah, way better than Jimmy Dean or
Blue and gold is what you're calling it.
blue and gold.
Okay. No,
And
Interesting.
and yeah, it's something that we always did for fundraisers for FFA. But yeah, that's like the best stuff that you can get. So blue and gold sausage, blue and gold bacon. It's the best.
How your eggs land?
Eggs, usually we get them. Well, it used to be my best friend. They had so many chickens growing up, so they'd always just give us eggs. But now it's our other friends, Stet and Tracy. Yeah, we just get farm eggs.
Fry? Are you scrambling?
I used to be a big time scrambler, but nowadays I'm all about having an over easy fried egg.
Interesting.
But
I do feel like that changes as you get older. I'm kind of an over easy guy myself these days.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I still
scrambled
like a
eggs
scrambled.
are good.
Biscuit? You a biscuit guy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing
soft or hard biscuit.
Man, I know this is unpopular opinion, but we've had some really great biscuit makers in our lineage. Dude, it's hard to beat a canned biscuit for me, dude. I like a good flaky canned biscuit.
You
bro.
take a canned biscuit over
No.
a homemade fluffy
It
biscuit.
depends on who's making them. Moms or meemaws? No. Dads? Maybe. My dad's
He's
really
gonna
good
be
at
mad
lying.
at that, dude.
I don't care. He knows. He's a flat biscuit.
I'll
guy.
take Dad's biscuit. It's flat, but it's good to like lay on a piece of sausage, and you don't get like you get the sausage taste instead of the biscuit taste. You know,
yeah.
like you get a little bit of that bready because they're
I
so
feel like
flat.
you like
so-
a fluffy, bready ass biscuit.
I like a
though.
fluff. I like a fluff in the middle, crunch on the outside.
Yes,
biscuit.
that is.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
perfect biscuit.
That's
Kinda looks like
that's
a cloud.
Meemaw's biscuit.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be square. I don't really care what it looks like.
Cat head biscuit.
Yeah, cat heads, but I don't care if it's like shaped right. Like I just want if it's got a crunchy outside, fluffy middle. That's a perfect biscuit.
Same.
This is literally my dream, is just to get better at cooking again, because I've taken so much time away from it. Like I just now cooked this Monday. I cooked breakfast and I was like, oh my God.
I'm so
That's
good.
it does something for you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we just we used to do it all the time. We brought our Blackstone and we put it inside of our trailer when we were still vanning it, and that was the funnest thing. All of us just sitting around the Blackstone
That
cooking
is
things.
cool. Yeah, no, that is a good time.
Dude, what's the we just
Wait, I want to hang on cooking. If you're about to change gears.
okay, go for it.
So to me, man, the thing with cooking is it's kind of like writing a song that people enjoy. You get to create something and watch other people enjoy it. I think it's a very parallel to
It
playing
is.
the music. It's creative, right? I mean, am I wrong?
It's
on that?
got to be.
I think so.
You hope they love it.
You-
You're
and
not
yeah.
sure if they do or not, but when
Yeah.
they do, it's a great feeling.
There you go.
And when it's not, you want to do it better.
Yep.
It always is for me, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
It always is what?
They always enjoy it,
Uh,
whether it's music,
questionable.
whether it's songs or.
Definitely questionable. Definitely
Some
questionable.
of us are better at music, you know.
Yeah, some of us are better at sports
Yeah,
than other things.
like me.
Hey, dude, what has the last 2 years of your life been like, man? Just
dang.
walk us through a little bit, like the little snapshot
I like Snipshot. I think
the little snapshot of how your life has changed
In 2 years.
in 2 years.
All right. If we're starting in January of 2022, am I doing math right?
I don't know. I'm real good.
No.
at math.
We'll do
You-
2023.
You know what? You just pick a time. It doesn't really
Yep.
have to be.
Just pick a time before you got into this wild thing, and then now that you're where you're at.
So at that time, I was living here in Nashville, and I was sleeping on an air mattress with my now manager and my guitar player, and we were
Wait, all three of y'all
all
on the
three are-
same air mattress?
all three on air
Jeez.
mattresses, sharing the same room.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What?
It wasn't the same.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, it was
It's okay if it
separated
was.
out.
It's real cute. It's okay if it was.
Well, it got cold, but not that cold, you know? But yeah, that's when like the Please Don't Go started taking off, and then everything started happening. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, why are there people wanting to give me a label deal? I never like came to town looking for that because I didn't think anyone would want to sign me. So I was like, I'm just going to write and learn. And then the next thing you know, phone calls start coming in, and I'm sitting around going, what is happening? And we're trying to catch up on music because I'm like, well, now we have all this traction, but I only got, I think, 6 songs out at that time. So we were trying to put more singles out, and just then we started thinking about an album, and then pretty much that turned into the project Life Lessons. Signed my label deal in June with Island Records, and then, man, started touring. And like I'd done a whole bunch of shows by myself, but I'd never done actual touring, full band, hitting the road full time. And that was like one of those things where I was like, oh, this is getting wild in a hurry.
Huh. Did you find a band? Did you have a band?
So
did you put it together?
I stole most of my band from Caitlin Killian, which was another artist that was signed with me on the old management. And yeah, pretty much took half her band, or actually her whole band, now that I think about it. Yeah. And then I was writing songs.
Thanks,
Caitlin. And then Cole Miracle, I wrote with him so many times. He was like one of the first writers here in town that I wrote with. And then I said, I need a fiddle player. And he goes, well, my wife plays fiddle. And, you know, around this time you go,
wow,
is she a good fiddle player? Yeah. And then one gig, and I'm like, she's good at fiddle.
Nice.
And so she hopped on, and then Bill Peters, he was just a fill-in, but Clem was already wanting to play keys. He used to be my bass player, and he plays keys, mandolin, harmonica, and Bill was just phenomenal on bass. And then his just entire demeanor, I was like, I want that. And then it's later on, we just gained a new drummer, Jake Lynn, who used to drum for Jason Boland. But he's freaking phenomenal. But yeah, from that time period, the band has kind of evolved, but for the most part, just stayed the same.
It's cool.
But yeah, hitting the road and everything like that, like I had no idea what I was.
Whirlwind?
Yeah, because then all of a sudden it was just shows. And I really didn't think I was touring that hard. And even this year, I was like, well, are we really hitting the road? Like, you know, because I want to be called a road dog. Hell yeah, dude.
Sure, yeah.
And then I just didn't think that I was quite cut out for it there for a little bit, because I was like, man, like everyone's like so strong at this, and I'm sitting over here just homesick as all get out. And then I was like, oh, never mind. No, we're touring heavy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, this is going to happen.
And they were probably all feeling that way, whether they showed it or not. They were probably all feeling the same way.
It was probably just hidden.
How many shows were you playing a year, averaging?
How many did we play last year?
115. Jeez.
And then this year it'll be like.
That's what we talk about too, is like when you hear 115, how many shows you've been playing, 115 and 125. People are thinking, 125 days, there's 350 days of the year. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
But then that's just the show. Like that's
not travel.
That's not travel.
Oh.
Which that's what you're getting paid for, right?
Yeah.
Like the show is the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
The other is what brings on the anxiety and the pressure and the boredom and the loneliness, man. Yeah.
That's where that's the job.
Yeah.
Totally.
Going on stage, no.
Yeah.
That's just what I do.
For sure.
But that was definitely like a hard time for me, because I had a lot of great things. Like, I'm so blessed to be in the place that I am, and I don't know how I got this lucky, but like there was a lot of things that happened. Shoot, I lost my grandfather to suicide in August, and then that next following week, I fired the management team that I thought that I could really trust, and I found out a whole lot of things, and then just decided I was going to keep my head down and grind through it, and never processed anything. And then you get into this year, and then I finally had to take a break from everything, because I never stopped. Because I did Life Lessons in November, then that
Of 23.
Yeah. Then December, I'm ending being on the road, but I'm still writing. Like, I start writing for this album, and then I'm also recording at the same time.
Dude, that has to be
Half-life.
so hard on your psyche, dude.
Well, I thought this was what everyone does.
Yeah.
But turns out there's actually a little bit of
There's a process.
There's a process to it. And I was just thrown in this weird loop that I was trying to get out of. And finally, like that's where we are now. But like coming into that, it was life lessons. Next thing you know, writing and recording Half-Life, but writing for the album. And then go into the next year, keep writing. Then you start touring again. And then finally I had to be like, okay, I gotta come off the road, which wasn't even my choice. I'm lucky enough that my managers now are the ones that took me off the road. Because I would have kept going. I would have just been like, well, you know.
You got to have people like that in your life, man.
Yeah.
Just to kind of go, hey, man.
You got to slow down.
You're going way too hard at this. And if you don't, and you know, ultimately it's for the betterment of the music, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to get your wits about you. And, man, that must have been really hard losing your granddad and having to jump right into firing people you thought you could. I mean, I can't imagine what that feels like.
Yeah, it was an odd feeling.
How'd you deal with it, man? How did you process? Where are you at now? You know,
I didn't process it right the first go around. I literally just told myself I was like, I'll
you're
come
gonna
back
work through it.
I was like, I'm just gonna prove something.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what. So I just worked through the entire thing. Just kept playing shows like crazy. I was drinking and partying heavy as all get out and just trying to hide all the other things that were deep down in my heart. Because how weird is it to write songs about mental health and then, you know,
Struggle with it yourself.
Well, struggle with it yourself, but then also find out that your grandpa, like that was a weird moment in time. But like when I took the break, I went to on-site and I went through a lot of things, and I learned through others as well because it's like group therapy.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I was so happy I did it because most of the people that were there, they're like 60 or 70. So I'm sitting there going, I better do this now so that way I'm not like them. And then go, why have I not been happy my entire life?
Wow,
and
man.
So, I mean, I highly suggest it to everyone. Just go work on the things that you need to and keep on going and enjoy life. Because as much as this year has been stressful with putting out another project and then recording and then hitting the road again and then putting out an album, and this thing has been the hardest thing I've had to do. And I've been scared of it. And I've had to apologize to my team because I have been scared shitless by all of this. And
clean that up for me. So you're saying what exactly have you been scared of?
Dropping this big album, going on these big tours. Like this is my fourth headlining tour.
Tons of pressure.
And I didn't start my first headlining tour until August of last year. And it's just been, it feels like the same tour, different name.
Wow.
But like
a little bit of imposter syndrome, a little bit I can't do this. I'm not supposed to be here.
Exactly. Yeah. And then finally it's just been slowly unraveling. And honestly, right now in present day, I'm happy.
Good.
I'm like, it's out. But now I'm feeling all this like freedom of like, oh, now I can fully go back to step one and start over and create again.
Isn't that so nuts, man? Like as a creative, and it's that what you're talking about. I'm identifying with every single thing you're saying. And I think it's hard for a majority of people who aren't creatives to kind of understand, because they look at us and they go, and I say us, I mean, songwriters, me and Reed never wanted to do what you're doing. You know,
I never expected this. I was just wanting to learn how to write songs,
totally,
and maybe make a living.
Sure. That's what and that's what we got into it. But man, the ebbs and flows of the creativity versus the pressure of fans wanting to listen to what you do is such pressure, man. And I can't imagine trying to balance. You almost have to compartmentalize your creativity, your personal life, your road life, the expectations of your fans, and your professional life. Because while you're dealing with all this, your dad's getting older. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like for me, when I was on the road with Luke last year, my kids were having birthday parties and taking vacations and doing things, and I'm eating a turkey sandwich in freaking Norwegia, whatever that place is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know. I'm real bad at geology. Where's Norwegian?
No, there is no Norwegian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There is no Norwegian.
I'm eating a turkey sandwich in a double-decker bus watching my kids blow out candles on their cupcakes. 24 hours away, and you have to analyze, like, man, is it worth it?
Yeah.
You know? And you're not to that point. You're 23.
But no, that's
life
fine.
is
But
passing.
I've questioned it, but not to that point.
Sure.
Just because I don't have that pressure as
Totally.
well. Because when you have kids,
It's a different deal.
yeah, unless you don't want to be a dad, then it's easy. Then
Yeah.
you can just walk right out. But
We say that all the time.
Yeah,
It's
but
tough to be a good one. You know?
yeah,
You have accountability and responsibilities.
and it's
But you're watching life go by, and I'm sure that's eating you up.
oh yeah, because everyone looks at my life from like, and they're like, "Well, you're just doing the craziest things,
Living the dream.
It looks
You're
so
living-"
easy.
And I'm like, when I go out there, I watch everyone else live a life, and mine goes on pause, and it's been on pause.
That's right.
And when I come back home, I struggle with being with friends and family because I'm like, how do I act now?
Wow.
What do I?
Yeah.
Like I just walk around. I don't like having security or anything. I just walk around town, do my thing, and say hi to folks and just try to act normal. But at the same time, I'm still like working on it. So I'm hoping that when I get to go home this next time, I can kind of figure out and come back down to solid ground and
Good
just.
for you, man.
But like,
Yeah, man.
just to
How to be
because
there.
I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, shoot, if I lose that, then I lose.
yourself.
Yeah, and then there goes everything.
Yeah.
But dude, props on you, man, for bro, you're 23. Man.
you're recognizing that early.
like you're recognizing this at it, like you said, man. It's like if you can, because a lot of the struggles that come along with this town and along with like what you're talking about, mental stress, it usually hits you later in life, you know.
Yeah.
And so like for you to get ahead of it and realize that that's what's going on and not try to hide it anymore and admirably talking about it and being open about it and writing songs about it and writing projects about it and trying to help people out that are listening to you. And like, dude, good on you, man. Because like you're setting yourself up for success later in life, not only not only musically, but living, you know what I'm saying? Like you've got the best years of your life coming down the road, and you're going to be in a better headspace to go after them than you are if you didn't do this stuff, man.
And I think I've just been going through phases faster than I guess some people do, or at least catching on to things.
Road years.
Because
man.
like, yeah.
they're different.
Well, man, I did that part in my life where I lived the rock style, rock life. I don't know, rock star life.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't look as majestic because I'm in a van.
Sure.
But yeah, we partied hard. We did all that crazy shit, and then all of a sudden I was like, this isn't right. And then all of a sudden it just flipped. And then now I'm just in this stage where I'm like, okay, we're here now, but where do I want to be and who do I want to be and who am I?
Beautiful.
And so it's like trying to figure it all out. But I'm hoping that I just figure it out because as much as I do love writing about my life and the things that I go through, what really comes down to it is you have a mixture of that, and then you also have a mixture of actual living. And quite frankly, that like I'm grateful that I got most of these songs out on this album because like I've just been daydreaming about another life.
Wow. Sure.
And that's where like Little Town comes from. Like I watched the movie Cars, and then the next day, right, Little Town, I'm just daydreaming.
Cars is a good one. Cars that's one of
come on.
those. Yeah, that's one of those
Great
that come
It's
through.
the best.
2 and 3. They're all good.
But yeah, that was definitely like me sitting in a really bad time in January and December. Like I was depressed as hell. And then all of a sudden it just ends up being me writing about happier days, like daydreaming about them.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Weird shit though.
Yeah, it is.
I should have
weird.
wrote the saddest things in the world.
But it's an escape, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like your psyche's not letting you.
Yeah.
Like your creativity's pulling you out of the rut that you're stuck in.
For sure. And I'm glad because it's so easy to write sad songs, but it's so hard to write good sad songs. But a love song or anything that's happy, I haven't figured that out yet. This is me attempting for the first time. I was like, good Lord, I don't know how people do it.
Well, I feel like you have to get to a place where you feel okay doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it feels like, oh, dude. I mean, and we do it a lot as staff songwriters, kind of trying to mold to whatever's in the room and help guys like yourself say what it is that you want to get out. But man, if it doesn't come from a pure place, it's hard to convey, and it's also tough to trick the listener. I mean, you got fans that have been listening to you since you were young, and they
I think
know
people read a lot better these days.
They do.
So I can't go up on stage and be like, and
No.
they'll be like, huh.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can sniff it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll call you out for it too.
Yeah.
They won't be into it.
It's cool though that your creativity is also an outlet, to helping you feel better. That's crazy that cars inspired that.
Yeah, we got drunker in the house and had a movie night. God, it was so much fun. And then, that next day I was like, man, there's got to be something to be said about little towns.
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of any other title. I didn't want to call it Little Town.
Yeah.
I was like, there's got to be something because I like making my titles weird. And that one I was just like, there it is.
Yeah.
Where does, because you're only 23 and that's young. Like, and listening down to Welcome to the Plains, like you're writing about some heavy stuff in there, man. Like, and like where do those daydreams come from? Like how is there so much, because you're writing about so much life in these tunes, but you're only 23. Like where does that inspiration come from for you?
I don't know. I growing up when I was like learning how to play guitar, I just sat around campfires and listened to old cowboys just tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where a lot of it comes up. And Scott Lester, he plays a huge role because I watched him make up stories right in front of our eyes and make it almost seem believable.
Crazy.
And that's before even playing a song that he goes, this one may be mine, it may not be. He'd do stuff like that. And I was always fascinated by the way that he did it, but listening to their stories and then listening to my family stories, I always paid close attention. When I guess some kids wouldn't, if that makes sense. And I hold on to things. My memories were really weird. I can remember the most random things, and like dates and everything else. But I can't remember what I did last week. But
Sure.
all of a sudden it'll come back to me later on, and then I can go through like a whole like memory log of everything, and which is, I don't know if that's supposed to be normal or if that is normal, but
It's your normal.
Yeah, it's your normal.
yeah, I guess it's my normal. But the daydreaming stuff is just thinking about old stories and then also going through other people's, but at the same time making it relatable to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't like telling other people's stories and like taking, I don't know, I like making it personal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been a thing where I've latched on to things and like Forget Your Voice is actually written about my grandparents. We had to move them up from San Benito, Texas, to Stillwater so we could take care of them because both of them got dementia.
Yeah.
And so I watched that play out and, going with my sister and taking care of them when mom and dad were both working. They didn't remember who we were. So we're just walking into their house and they're asking us who we are and started learning
tough,
bits of Spanish, but that's where Forget Your Voice comes from. Cause I was like, how does it feel to be in their shoes, not having cell phones or anything else? And you're holding on to what's left of what's already being taken away from you, which is everything in your memory.
Yeah.
And you have the one true love of your life. Can you even remember their voice?
Yeah.
And it made me think about think of an old friend that you haven't seen in a really long time. And you can't see them. Could you still remember their voice?
Tough.
Without having to pull it up on a video or a voicemail.
Yeah. How they sounded.
Yeah. And I don't know, just
Man, that's some real stuff, dude.
Yeah,
like it's
great.
a real catchy song, but like the deeper meaning behind it is like, dementia skips a generation is what I've been told, and I might be screwed. So I'm extremely grateful for the time being that I still have this memory.
Yeah. I mean, you even speak like an old soul. I think when you go through some of those things young, it turns you into, who you are as an adult. And I I went through some of the same things with my grandparents. There were times I was in a school where I went to school, just happened to be real close to where my grandparents lived. And I remember thinking, man, I want to have no regrets when he goes. So if he needs me for anything, I'm just dropping it and doing it, so I'll take him to the hospital and through like putting myself through some of that hard stuff, I learned more about him, and I got to talk to him like a human and really log a lot of that conversation and personality into who I am. And that translates through some of the songs that I write, those people are important, man. Your grandparents and those old elderly folks in your life, they matter, man. They still matter. They're not just
Absolutely.
old people in the corner.
And you start digging in the family history. Oh,
It's coming
man.
for you, buddy.
Dude. The stories that come along with it when you start asking, you start finding out
Beautiful.
more and more.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
To me, I'm like a huge history nerd, but
Right.
when you start peeling back the layers and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. He did what?
Yeah.
He buried who? Where?
Yeah, there's some crazy things that I can't even say on this podcast because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure my Aunt Velma would kill me.
She probably doesn't listen.
Dude, there's like some
She's gonna listen.
there's some deep history that goes back in our family that, yeah, it's. I actually did write a song about it, and it was called "The Family Tree," but it was talking about how there's bodies buried underneath it.
Yeah.
And there's some old stories that were dug up by my other cousin, and then his mom told him, "Mike, if you stop it right now," and he was like, "Uh-oh."
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
You
like
had to cut him out.
yeah, I had to shut down that project. But yeah, I don't know. The one thing that I always learned as like a songwriter, I guess, even though I don't shut up and I can all day long, is they always said just listen. I think is what someone gave me advice was just listen, and then you start picking away people's conversations. And
Totally.
I'm ADHD as hell, so I latch on to weird shit
Same.
all the
But
time.
I think that helps as a writer.
oh yeah,
I've always said that. I don't think that hurts as a writer
No.
because what it did for me was go, okay, we're stuck at this spot. Well, instead of just ramming that square peg round hole, you can go, well, what about from this angle or this angle or this angle
Yeah.
or this angle? And I think that's important in being kind of like a, what do they call it? Like a utility tool songwriter,
Yeah.
where you can just kind of come from any direction. I think it helps.
it does. Instead of just being stuck there and looking at each other across the room like, you got anything?
It's kind of the worst, isn't it?
It's not fun.
I do feel like that's where real songwriters are born in those moments.
Yeah.
But it's tough, especially when you do it 3 or 4 days in a row.
Oh man. But it just keeps happening. You're like, is it me?
Yeah, I'm the worst. I'm wasting this guy's time.
Oh man, I've had those where I just sit down and I'm like, oh no, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those days. And then I just look at him and I'm like, how are you feeling? And he's
Yeah.
like, you want to get out of here? And I'm like, yeah, dude, we should definitely get gone.
So you've been doing a lot of co-writing?
I've done a whole bunch of
Have you?
co-writing. I
Who's
did
some of your favorites?
oh man, David Duvall, Aaron Ratier.
Yeah, good dudes.
Shoot. Really, those two were the ones that really taught me a whole bunch. Cole Miracle was another one. He's taught me so many little things, and his word economy is so great, which I'm trying not to nerd out for those of y'all that
No, it's
aren't
great.
Nerd
on
out.
songs.
That's cool.
great.
Songwriting podcast.
But yeah, David Duvall has been one of my favorite artists that I've always looked up to, but to get the chance to write with him was like the coolest thing ever. But I always loved his song "Lay Me Down," which he never released. The other writer did, and I can't remember his name, and I've always wanted to cover it. But their first song together was "Orange Bottles," and just wrote it like it was nothing. And then our next, what was the next song after that? I mean, shoot, we wrote "Devil" and "Wildcat" in the same day, and that was also 30 minutes. Took 15 minutes to write the first one, and 20 minutes to write "Devil," then 10 minutes to write "Wildcat." Well, "Wildcat" was almost completely written. But yeah, we knocked those two out. And then "Astronaut" was another one that Andrew ended up joining us in because he had just actually gotten dumped and lost his fiance. Wild shit.
Tough
Yeah.
times. Tough
Nice.
times.
Good
But
inspiration.
even
Good
on
songs coming out of there.
this album, I went home, but I brought him to my home, and he hung out with all my friends. We made him work cattle. We did a whole bunch of other shit besides songwrite. But then when we did sit down and write, I think we wrote 4 songs, and that was "When I Die," "Oh Susanna," "Be Right Here With You," and another one that didn't make it. But me and him have always just been like, I don't know, locked.
That's awesome.
And if we're not locked on something, we'll just start over on something else.
Yeah. Because that ADHD.
What's your favorite time to write? Do you have like a specific?
What do you mean, of the day or like?
No, just in life. Do you like to write on the road? Do you like to write at your home? Do you like to
man.
write in Nashville? Where?
I can't do it on the road as much. On the road has been really difficult to write. And I had a better, it's weird. I have the bus now, but like there's so much going on with that inside my head of being on tour. But like when I was in the van and I was still doing all those shows in the van, I actually did better about writing. I'd sit there and just write a song before I even put melody or word or chords to it. I'd just sit there and write the entire thing. And I've done that quite a few times. But I like seeing like the word structure, I guess, of everything before I actually put chords to it. Either that or I find chords. I like the way that it makes me feel, and then I go search for something in my memories.
That's cool.
I don't know. I'm
That's a cool
a weird
process.
writer. I don't have like one of those things where it's like, all right, first things first, we got to make sure the coffee's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I usually do get jacked up on coffee before I write, though.
Really?
Like, yeah, if you give me about 5 cups,
5 cups. That's like a whole pot.
well, it'll either be one of those things where it's like, are we just going to keep trying the same thing and just hope that it works one of these times, or
Scatter.
scatter them, and then all of a sudden it'll just.
Yeah. Pop out.
Dude, Welcome to the Plains is awesome. Oh Susanna's one of my favorite on there. Is it Don't Say Goodbye or Don't Say Goodnight?
I don't want to say goodnight.
Don't Want to Say Goodnight's a great tune. That might be my favorite one off the record.
That one was. That one's so much fun to play.
Yeah, it's got a. Yeah,
I finally got like the drive going.
it's
All
not
my
flat.
stuff has been like super folky, which is nothing wrong. But I was like, man, I really just want to.
Yeah.
pedal the metal.
Yeah,
And those hit live different. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
They hit different live for sure.
man, it was so funny. This past weekend in Raleigh, I got the crowd clapping to the beat before I even start the song.
Oh no.
But I was playing electric, and it was my first time playing electric, but I forgot that I had it a half step. So I put the capo on wrong. And I haven't had a train wreck on stage
That's train wreck.
in 2 years.
That's the recipe for a train wreck.
I honestly wish that I could just show y'all
So the band kicks in, you're a half step lower.
So I started off.
Oh, you started off. Oh. So when they come in,
Yeah.
Did they figure it out? Did they know?
They figured it out, and
Yeah.
everyone's talking in the talkbacks, and they're like, A flat, and I don't even remember what they were saying because there were so many things going on. But I was trying to tell my bass player, I was like, all right, you're gonna situation.
yeah.
You're gonna put us back in the right key when I go up to sing, since it's only you playing. I was like, just move it up. He didn't hear that because Clem was also just being
Screaming.
like, what key are we in?
Yeah.
Which one are we choosing?
That
And-
talkback gets wacky with those headphones on.
well, that was
Especially in a train wreck.
that was the first time that we've all been jumping, like running around looking for a talk back, being like, what are we doing? And that was the busiest it had ever been on the line. Usually we're just yelling at each other.
So how'd the wreck happen? What ended up
Oh,
happening?
man. So the intro was so hard to listen to. I honestly kind of want to find the,
Yeah, the audio
board
of it.
tape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's horrendous. But what happened was we go through the intro. We do it twice instead of one time on the album.
Trying to get enough time to do something.
Yeah, and we're trying to figure it out. We drop into the verse, and I'm off key. Turns out I didn't have enough of my bass player, and I don't know where he's
So
at.
you're singing a half step lower than what he's playing.
I think I'm singing higher. Okay. I think I was singing it in the original, and he's lower.
This is gonna be one of those things. They're like, "Hey, this will be 20 years down the road." But have y'all heard that Wyatt Flores board tape
Where he sings
from
a half,
Raleigh?
half step
Dude.
higher. Hey, half step short.
Well, then it goes to the chorus, and no one ever picked a key because
Oh, so
It's-
everybody's in different keys?
so they're trying to figure out if they should follow Bill or if they should follow my vocals. And I'm also sitting there playing with my capo while still singing, going, "What key am I even
No
on?"
clue. And at that point,
Dude.
it's
Dude,
a million
and-
miles an hour.
The chorus was the most funniest part, dude. Like things are flying in, and you hear guitar go, "Whoa, no!" And then fiddle comes in. And she's like, "Nope, that ain't it."
Oh,
and it just, I finally said, "Okay, everyone stop." And then,
You stopped it.
dude, I had to.
It was that bad.
It was a train wreck that I have not experienced in so long, and that
hilarious.
pure embarrassment was. I needed that. That humbled me real quick.
Love it.
But yeah, I just started it back up with "Don't Want to Say Goodnight" and got us all back, and then all of a sudden it was tight as all get
Now,
out.
see, I personally think people like seeing
No doubt.
because that's the difference between live music and like a bunch of fake shit.
Oh yeah,
you know, because in live, that's what happens in live music.
Oh, for sure.
If you're playing live and your players are players and you're trying to entertain and you're trying to be this guy on stage,
Some stuff's gonna happen.
some stuff's going to happen.
It's gonna fall.
Yeah, we don't
And
have.
I think it's endearing. I think
I do too. I think
fans
yeah, I do too.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I think fans like to see that kind of behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
and appreciate it. Like it's vulnerable, but
When it is happening, it is the
nightmare.
excruciating.
Dude,
So I
chills down my spine, dude.
Luke would always start whenever I was out with him. I was quote unquote guitar tech. Really, all we did was play golf and hunt turkeys. But it would start. He would start like the last song of his set would be Monday morning, man, I woke up hot, man. Well, the song before it though was Here. So you do it, Reed, because you can do it. So this is the key.
okay. Get your mic. What am I singing?
Monday morning.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You do. I can't
Oh,
do it.
man.
I'll
Yeah.
switch. Okay, watch. Ready? Ready, go. Start it.
Monday morning, woke up and a fighting man.
See how bad that is? And so it's the last song. And it's like all this momentum is powering to it.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, and it's so I bring it out. Jordan, were y'all at this show when I did this? Was it
I
now?
was at the show where you let the guitar die. It was dead battery.
Oh yeah, that was Nashville. I didn't let it die. For the record,
Where you let the guitar battery die.
popped out. It's not my.
It was your fault.
Anyway,
That's why you got
so-
fired.
dude. That's happening in front of 80,000 people, man. And they're looking at Luke, and Luke's looking at me like, "Bitch, what did you do?" And so I hear in my talk back like, "Cam was in the wrong spot. Cam was in the wrong spot." And Luke's like, "Hey, Dan, something's jacked up here." And I'm like, and you know, you've been on the Luke stage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like sprinting out there. I run out there and I snap that thing off, you know, and he plays and it's fine. And dude, I felt, I mean, it's just when you're the one responsible
Oh
for
man.
it. So and I'll shout out Ed Lahane, I think that's how you say his last name. He walked up to me that they can make it through the song. Everything's fine. They start, he walks off. He comes back out to do the encore. And I'm still just like over there. Like,
Oh yeah.
tweaking, you know? And Ed comes up and he puts his arm around me. And dude, there is no secrets about this job. Like, I'm not a guitar tech. And never did I ever claim to be. Luke just wanted me to come hang out for a year and, you know, do the thing. But there are professionals that I'm working alongside. And man, he came up and he put his arm around me and he was like, "Hey man, out of the 75,000 people in this stadium, you're the only one still thinking about that mess up." Like,
Yeah.
nobody, it's not
That's
even,
true, yeah.
it's not even in anybody else's realm. And you're over here sweating it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
dude, it's live music. Life goes on. Nobody, it's not going to be a forever YouTube clip that people go back to and point
Look
fingers.
at this
the-
guy.
Yeah.
This guitar
Oh, this
tech.
guy's awful.
Oh man.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. You
Yeah.
know, like I think it's nice. I think it's nice to know that it's not all mechanical.
Yeah.
And it's not all lined out and a bunch of synced up.
Oh yeah.
You know, bullshit, man.
it's not fake.
I think it's
We
not
can't
fake.
do tracks.
Yeah.
And I can't. I could not have something telling me chorus in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, do people do that with tracks?
Some do.
Really?
Dude, tracks are
That
wild.
sounds bizarre.
Yeah, I couldn't do it either. Too much going on.
No. I'd just rather just play.
Yeah. Same.
Gosh dang. Yeah, but that was definitely a train wreck that I was sweating bullets. And then I walked off stage and I was like, well, screwed the pooch on that one, didn't I? Gosh dang.
Nobody cares, man. It's awesome.
So what's next, man? What's next for Wyatt Flores?
Man. That's a question I'm asking myself. I
love
it. I think at this time in my life, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this tour and just have fun working with the band. I feel like a lot of pressure is off right now, and I'm really getting the chance to start over.
Good for you.
So really, I'm just going to finish out this tour. Ends on the 31st.
Going back
So,
home?
Our last show will also end in Tulsa.
Oh, nice.
Kane's Ballroom. So super excited about that. then I get 2 months off, and I hate the winter, but I don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm all right with that. And I think I'm just going to enjoy riding again and finding the love for it and getting lost in the music by myself more than anything. And
You going to stay up here or you going to stay down there?
yeah, I moved all my stuff back in June. So I guess I'm going to go finish Barn Dominium and I don't know.
God, sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Well, if you
Probably
wanna go
do some
duck-
hunting.
If you want to go duck hunting or deer hunting,
Holler at us.
seriously.
Yeah, if you're serious about it, bro,
If you want to
come
do it,
on.
we'd love to take you.
I think it's been like 5 years since I've gone duck hunting.
It'd be fun. Yeah, we make
All
that
right,
happen.
yeah,
Heck
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Try,
it'd be fun.
maybe try to make it happen close to you so you don't have to come.
Shoot. I might know some.
Jumps is on it. Jumps. She got you, dog. Yeah, let's do it. That'd be fun.
That's awesome. Well, dude, thanks for hanging out with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Can you
Yeah,
believe
man.
it's been an hour and 20 minutes?
It's been an hour and 20.
Yeah, dude. I know.
Crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
We do a couple of things at the end of the show.
This is my part. Sorry. Which one? Which one is it? I messed it up yesterday.
You sing this one.
One that got away.
I'm sure that was important,
That thing you had to say, but it's that part of the show for the one that got away.
Yeah, dude. I
Nice.
wrote that on the way in.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
The one that got away, man, it can be anything: a fish, a deer, a hamburger, a $50,000. No, it was $60,000.
Yeah.
A $60,000 gift card that
Colby Calais.
Colby Calais let expire. Yeah, dude, to like some resort.
It's really 25,000.
It's really
but
25,000,
we
but
always
we add 5 every
yeah,
time.
we make it huge.
Oh, yeah.
At some point, it's going to be $1 million.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be like, what?
Gosh,
Yeah, if we get renewed for the next second season, who knows? But what's for you, man? When you think about
Man.
the one that got away, what is it?
I don't know why this still bothers me to this day, but
Love
I think I think it's the reason why I try and shoot my shot at everything that I possibly can now. I was traveling. I was at airports. This is not that cool of a story, but
Sorry.
for me, it was like one of those magical moments, and I was like, "Wow!" Either way, I was in Houston. I think it was the Houston airport, and I don't remember where I was flying from or to, but I ended up being in this long ass line at Whataburger, and this girl, her card wasn't working or whatever, and I was just like, "Don't worry, I'll pay for it." And just went over and paid for it, and then she was like, "Well, that's very nice of you." And she was a 12 out of 10. Oh my good Lord!
Opportunity there.
Yeah, I think she just came back from like Mexico. Either way, we ended up having lunch together in that airport. She was cool as all get out. And I never even asked her name.
Wow.
And we just went our separate ways.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I do now,
We
but
can't air this.
dude, I think we should though.
I'm with it, dude. The guy's 23.
The bros out there need to know to shoot the shot and ask the name.
shot, bro.
Don't mess up like me, dude. Whataburger has
But
never
you
let
haven't
me
messed
down.
up now
Can't do
because
this. No, we can't use that. That'll get him in so much trouble with this gal.
dude, I think he knows his gal better than you do.
I'm just looking.
Well, honestly, I mean, I don't know. Now that I think about it, would she be pissed? Probably not. I say a lot of stupid shit
Okay,
anyway.
we'll see. We can take that out.
I think she can handle that one. That one happened like 4 years ago, so
Hey,
maybe
there you go.
way before she was in the
There you go.
Yeah,
picture.
you're in a way better spot than you would have ever ended up with that chick from Whataburger anyway, right? Say yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All
There
right,
you go,
good,
there you
good. The other thing is gravy. You want to explain that?
Favorite song, greatest / favorite, just a kind of an iconic song for you that you think of in your life.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Oh man. Shoot. There's so many.
Yeah, I know. That's why we try not to put too much pressure.
Yeah.
You can just kind of pick one.
It either be like a Jason Isbell, If We Were Vampires, or like Turnpike Troubadours, 7 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like some early ones for me where everything kind of just blossomed.
Nice.
Jason Isbell live is something, man.
It is, yeah.
I saw him at the Rhyme and it blew my mind.
Yeah,
I
same.
didn't realize how much of a player he is. He is a great guitar player, dude.
Yeah, that's what I didn't realize either until I found out. And someone told me, he was like, yeah, that's him soloing. And I was
Totally.
like, you shitting me?
No,
Yeah.
he's nasty.
No, he's great.
And then the slide parts too. I'm like,
Yep. He's
And
nasty.
talk about a guy too that, you know, especially for you being a young guy that's writing your life story, to look up to somebody like that that's writing. I mean, some of his stuff like is insane.
That's where all my music changed. Because I was kind of in this folky thing, like even starting out with Traveling Kid, but I was raised in red dirt, and that's what I thought I was going to go into, like super heavily. But then that influence changed everything when someone finally showed me, and it was Last of My Kind, and it was off the live album at the Ryman, and I was in college, and I just would listen to that song over and over again.
I think I was at that taping. I think I was at the Last of My
No kidding.
That taping they did that. Cody had two, like both nights, and we went both nights and
I
watched
went
him.
with Cody. He took me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe. Yeah.
To the Ryan.
Yeah. Same. He's the biggest Jason Isbell fan I know.
Yeah, he's good.
But that's dude. Those songs, man. I remember being in college when I was probably 20, 21 years old. I was just about to get out and trying to figure out my Nashville journey, and mine was the boy who wouldn't hoe corn, and it was played by Alison Krauss on Union Station, and I sat there and listened to that song probably for 3 hours straight. And for some reason, just the way that Jerry Douglas was playing the dobro and that tune, for some reason, it switched something in my mind that I was like, I want to do whatever. Like if it's playing, if it's singing, I just want to do something in this realm, you know, for the rest of my life. And now I'm a commercial songwriter, nothing to do with bluegrass or anything like that. But like musically, that moment in my life, I think about that when the turning point of getting me.
It'll get you though.
That's weird, isn't it?
I was just sitting in the parking lot of the place, not wanting to go into my dorm, and I'm just cranking this thing, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just
Yeah.
changes your whole mentality on music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Dude, listen, what you're doing is important, man. Your songs are important. Your voice is important. We appreciate just you coming on and being honest about it, and the way that you're using your life experiences and your creativity to help folks, man, and to give an outlet. Because what you're doing, and I think we lose sight of this as creatives sometimes, is offering, you know, some relief and some hope through your songs for people that can't do that. There's the majority of the population can't express how they feel about a certain situation.
Yeah.
So thanks for doing that, man.
And dude, you're doing it at, like we said earlier, at such a young age. Like you're gonna help people for the rest of your life.
That's what I
by
hope to
doing
do.
what you're doing now.
I think
You
your
know,
music's
and
going to whether you're around to or not.
I agree.
Well, thank you, guys.
Probably way
That's
beyond when you're even gone, and you know, you're this is gonna live for people to listen to for the rest of their.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for having me, and
Sure, man.
Dude, thanks for coming on.
this has been fun as hell.
Get a duck hunt in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Y'all got dogs?
Not duck dogs, but we know some guys.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Let's make it happen, dude.
Hey,
Thanks for coming.
Wyatt Flores out in God's country, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll check y'all next time.